Raging war and signs of World War III scare the shit out of most of us. But what about the earth signs? Is the chaos in the world right now the end times or spiritual renewal? Is what we're experiencing now on earth contractions of Earth Mother in labor? Perhaps this chaos is not a tomb, but a womb. Floods sweep away entire towns. Fires devour forests. Tsunamis, hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, volcanic eruptions. Nature itself seems to rage against us right now. Many people look at these disasters and say, we've ruined the earth. Our future generations are doomed. But what if these are not merely nature's revenge? What if they're mirrors calling us to awaken, to remember a truth deeper than fear? Let's take a deep dive into the signs we see all around us and read some ancient prophecies and see what they say. The book of Revelation, often imagined as the ultimate disaster movie, doesn't end in destruction at all. It ends with 1,000-year renewal. Then a new heaven and a new earth, God dwelling with humanity. And Jesus, the Logos, when asked about wars, earthquakes, and famines, called them birth pains. He was suggesting that the upheaval was not the end of the story, it's the painful prelude to new life, like a woman in labor. Could it be that these terrifying events are contractions of a planet in labor, not a tomb, but a womb? Other spiritual wisdom says the same. The Stoics, ancient Greek and Roman philosophers, taught epeirosis, a cosmic fire that resets the universe, not to annihilate it, but to purify it, like a phoenix rising from ashes. The Hindu sages spoke of yugas, great ages of time, each ending in chaos, only to be reborn into a new golden era. Buddhism promises the coming of Maitreya, a future Buddha who will restore compassion when humanity forgets it. And Zoroastrianism, something I'd never even heard of, the ancient faith of Persia, teaches that at the end of struggle comes Frashikareti, the final renovation of all things, when good triumphs and creation is restored to the whole. So many earth teachings, many teachings of sages and older religions all speak of renewal, not of complete disasters. What if the world's disasters right now are not proof of final collapse, but signs that the great wheel of renewal, everything's circular in this earth plane, is turning again, turning towards new life? What about us right now? How do we live in the middle of floods, fires, and fears? Do we collapse under despair or can we see deeper? Ancient prophecy and modern revelation agree. What we call the end times may be the very pressure that awakens us to our highest potential, to our highest good, so that we can graduate into a higher density of spirit. With each density taking us one step closer to the Ogdode, the eighth density, where we're absorbed into perfect love with God, yet maintaining our perfect, unique identities as sons and daughters of God. This is where the voice of Theoraphasz, God speaks in the final phase of human development, a text I transcribed and channeled 25 years ago, speaks directly to our time now. Today, I'm going to read from chapter 18 as part of this talk. It's entitled Your Success Mechanism. Let's listen carefully. Before time began, you chose your path. You have chosen the people on your path, even the ones who pick and prod, causing you much frustration. You sometimes hear their voices in your mind, preoccupying you, keeping your mind in the past and in its pain. It seems these voices seek to consume you, but their own desire is for your power to stay hidden. Know your adversary and its cunning ways. Know it well. For in the knowing, you can develop a strategy to find peace despite any problematic situation. It seems you have been given an adversary to stop you from achieving your goal. But this is not the case. You've been given an adversary primarily to cause conflict, pressure, the means to change carbon to diamonds. With the conflicts of two opposing sides, generally comes resolution and forming of a solid understanding. Who else could drive you to this knowing but the very people you love and trust? Behind every conflict and upheaval, there's a divine lesson waiting to be manifest. It would be right and calming for your mind to understand the workings of spirit. For the human mind to awake from its dream, it often takes pressure and pain, what we're seeing in the earth now. And if the truth be known, the pain is all part of the divine plan set into place with your help. I'm not asking you to deny the pain of your present circumstance. I'm asking you to understand the reason for the circumstance. For in the knowing, you may choose to find peace. Look back on all the wonderful changes you've made in your life. Everything began with an upheaval that frightened you. Your greatest insights came from your worst pain. A woman loses her job of 20 years only to find her own strength in a new job that is twice as rewarding. A man loses his intimate, loving relationship only to find a new relationship with his God self. How else could these miracles have transpired? This knowledge should liberate you, not scare you. Treat your present trials as gifts and way shoulders to the divine. I tell you again, all things are working together for the good of the whole. We are the authors of this divine story together. You've taken part in the plan of your present situation. If you could see this, you'd find peace in the learning. In the plans of divine destiny, there is a necessity to learn lessons from human experience. This is your greatest gift. This is why you're here on the earth. You can learn from watching, but the greater knowing comes from the experience. Unless you experience something, the knowledge of the lesson doesn't enter deeply into the subconscious divine mind. I tell you now, joy comes to those who understand this divine principle. Joy and happiness can be present within the trials of your life if you could take a moment to trust in the divine outcome. Within you, I've built a success mechanism, much like a computer's goal seeking device. If an answer can be found, if a goal can be obtained, the success mechanism will find it, like your divine GPS that I've talked about before. And this is my own comment. Back to the reading. You have only to let your success mechanism work as it is intended and stop judging and condemning the processes around you. If you could place your trust in a computer to find a solution, can you more completely place your trust in the human mind after which a computer was modeled? Your mind is complex. You've tapped into only a small percentage of your capacity. Know this, you've been built to succeed. A problem is solved by looking at the circumstances and creating choices that will lead you from the problem to a solution. If the first try doesn't lead you to a solution, try a second method, then a third. Soon the problem is solved. Remember, the happiness is in the path, not the solution. Your minds are capable of moving from option to option until success in the situation is obtained. The marvel of the human mind is its capacity to regroup and try new options and add different variables. If the mind continues to try to solve a problem, it will find an answer. I guarantee it. Add divine guidance to this success mechanism, and now you have the perfect mind, able to overcome all obstacles. With this union, you're able to rise above any situation simply by allowing your highest self to work as it was intended successfully. If your small self gets in the way, try again. Eventually, you'll be successful. The beauty is in the trying. You are living, breathing, working miracles in action, each of you. balanced spirit, mind, and body, and you're able to achieve greatness. If only you could realize your own power, see it, then be it. This is my purpose, to lead you to your divine purpose, your divine power within. I seek to snatch you from your self deprecation and restore you to wholeness. I promise, if you listen to my words and find the voice of divine guidance within, I will lead you to waters pure and cleansing. Your thirst will be forever quenched. Believe me when I say your strength within will set you free. I am the God of love and light, willing to descend into matter to restore you to life. If you're willing, nothing can stop our divine purpose. Come. When you hear those words, can you sense the pattern? The very adversaries, disasters, and upheavals that seem to crush us are the same forces that push us into transformation. Just as earthquakes shift the crust of the earth to release new landscapes, so our conflicts and losses break open new inner terrain. So the question is not, are we doomed, but rather, what diamond is being formed in us through the pressure? What renewal is being born through this chaos?